Boom, boom, boom. Hello. What's he doing over there? Mr. Sholmes! Aha! We meet again, my dear Phillips! Good gracious, when did he sneak in here? Sherlock Sholmes, sir, at your service. Whatever are you doing over by the window? I am given to watching the evening sky as the sun sets, madame. Yet sadly cheerful as the room downstairs undoubtedly is. The excellent aperture of such observation. So I took the liberty of borrowing a small corner of space by the window up there. Up here. Well, keeping an eye on one's windows at dusk is the prudent thing to do in London, I'm gathering. Ah, and one other thing, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, me? I thought perhaps you might be in need of a certain great detective's great mind. Wait, he's not talking about... Is he? I didn't expect to be going through that so soon. What do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? There's a mighty secret in this modest room. My eyes see even the most trivial of trifles. I take it you're prepared, Mr. Naruhodo. I think so. There is just enough time for one of my greatly admired great deductions. Let us conclude the matter before dark. This is like my favorite part of the game. Mr. Garadeb, though it may seem you are a military man of considerable distinguished service, you are standing as a landlord is more certainly not what one would call first rate. I am afraid, sir, that it is all too clear to me. There are two conclusions I have been able to draw by careful observation of your living arrangements. I beg your pardon? The first is that even as we speak, you are concealing the presence of a ferocious beast in your care. What? And the second is that as a result of the beast's violent rampage, you have lost something very dear to you. Naruhodo, look! The old man's broken out in a cold sweat. Unbelievably, it seems Mr. Sholmes' conclusions are both spot on. How could you possibly... How could I possibly know? You mean to inquire? The answer couldn't be simpler, sir. For it is the dense jungle of logic and reasoning. I am the king of beasts. Excuse me. And I know only too well that wild beasts are not easily tamed. So, shall we begin? Once again, Sherlock Sholmes is proud to present his logical and reasoning spectacular. The great deduction! The game is afoot! Topic 1. Nature of the beast. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on the rampage of late within these four walls. Thus, we are faced with the question, what form might this beast take? Ah, for a man with military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. I gave him a gruffer voice because I fucking can't do this like weak man shit. Your furtive glance, Mr. Garadeb, leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by the lion statue. Yes, and though an army man, you appear unimposing at best. A fact that would fuel your admiration for the mighty lion, the king of beasts. What is the piffle, I ask you? What is this piffle, I ask you? In the end, your admiration became so great, in fact, that you had a living, breathing specimen shipped from India, which you tried to keep in this very house. What? Yet living with such a wild beast proved more difficult than you had imagined. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. Well, yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madame? Me? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me with one glance in your direction. Is it? Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the current beast's whereabouts. Or protruding from its handbill advertised a circus show. Oh my god. Yes, you sought to dispose of this terrifying lion, Mr. Gary Depp. At Betty's Circus. I'm really surprised it wasn't Barry's Circus. Big turnabout, big top foreshadowing. A traveling show currently sojourning in a nearby park I have observed in the tents. You sold Savage Lion, sir, to the circus troupe. I most certainly did not. I believe I have made my point. This one seems way shorter than the other one. The fearsome beast which ran amok in this room was an Indian lion. And simple visitor to the circus now will reel the lion prancing jubilantly through a ring of fire. Nature of the lion, rampaging Isaac lion. Never mind, it's longer, I forgot. Aftermath. Now, Mr. Gary Depp, it is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, in that Bleathar prose, the distress that loss has caused you is veritably tangible. Veritably tangible. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm. Amid fits of fear, you let your beloved beast go. The strain of losing something so dear to you is clearly visible in your visage. Nonsense, man. I simply... What we must ask ourselves is the true cause of this pain. And we now only follow the direction of your gaze to follow the answer. Yes, it is a pile of bills that have given rise to the pain you suffer. Every envelope contains another demand for payment. For cartloads of meat, potatoes, wheat, and tea. Indeed, feeding your beloved has had a devastating impact on your financial circumstances of your household. And so you have no choice but to let it go. How, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last, unimaginable attack. Unimaginable? The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. A very exposing woolen carpet, if I am not mistaken. Oh dearie me. What could have caused such a destructive outburst? This time, madame, I'm afraid it's you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. The wandering eyes have settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, and to explain the dire state of the carpet, we only need to look at the tower of cakes. There's no creature more dangerous on earth than a beast with an unsatiated appetite. Was it, or was it not, once said by a certain noble woman, if they have no bread, let them eat cake? Was that Elizabeth? I don't remember. I've heard that quote before. Food is at the heart of all tragedy, in fact. What? Whatever do you mean? Having tired of the taste of cake, the beast began to stalk its next prey. I'm sure I need not spell out the nature of this final act of destruction carried out by the beast. There is only one logical conclusion. Worked into a frenzy by hunger, the lion attacked and ate the carpet. The teeth marks in the carpet are a perfect match with that of a lion I once saw in India. What a wacky guy. Now we gotta correct him. I love course correction. Carpet gnawed on by the starving lion. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this beastly puzzle. Bro, they shook. Ah! What is the matter with you, Joan? You're pouring scalding hot tea all over me. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Garrett. I'm afraid I didn't notice. Didn't notice or didn't care, madam, for I have deduced. My deductions can be startlingly sharp. Tends to stand to reason that your cup runneth over. Indeed, my revelations can make people spill tears at times too. Oh. Mr. Sholmes, sorry to butt in again, but can I make an observation? Why, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. What is it? Again. Well, your deductions just now. Really think a lion could have fit inside a room this size? Indeed, it is the only explanation for the facts. The terrifying truth of all too often lies behind the realm of common sense. But wouldn't it be an idea to consider what lies inside the realm of common sense as well? But if an uncaged lion had run amok in this very room, surely Mr. Garrideb and his maid would have been hurt, or worse. That's where you are. That's where you are stuck. No doubt, the former military man held his own against the beast using that large cannon. You said they sold the lion to the circus. And what about the food? Meat and potatoes are one thing. But I don't believe I ever heard of a lion that drinks tea. My dear Miss Suzuto, it occurs to me with some regularity that irrespective of race and breeding, wherever anyone lands on great, he's gonna say drink tea. There are views of the high and appropriate taste for afternoon tea. God. Oh, what a glorious notion. Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, it's your turn to shine again. I had a feeling this was coming. A slight message. A slight massage. That's all Mr. Sholmes' deductions need. You can do it. Excellent. I have been waiting for my trusty partner in deduction to step forward, Mr. Naruhodo. You don't even know yet whether or not this is going to help with Mr. Natsume's case. Still, covering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation. At least that's what I want to believe. Let's start again from the beginning. Of Herlock Sholmes' logic and reasoning. Spectacular. I'm not rereading his lines. I'm not. You could fight me. Yeah. There's a destruction on the wall. A throat, Jesus. Okay, I guess it's a time to drink water. You're faced with the question, what form might this beast take? Alright, he looks over there. What would be on his little, I forgot what they call it, but what would be on his fireplace? Ugh. No. Really didn't see the lion thing coming. No, but if you observe Mr. Garrideb's reaction, it rather seems as though some beast did indeed run amok here in this room. Yes, something with a very fierce nature. But it couldn't have been a lion transported from India. But what was it then? We must follow Garrideb's gaze. This will lead us to the true answer. What's this photograph? Appears to be. Oh my god. My bad. It appears to be for Mr. Garrideb's wedding. He looks very happy, doesn't he? He does, but can't make out his bride. Oh, how unfortunate. Something must have struck the glass directly over the woman's face. Wonder what happened. Probably best not to delve too deeply there. But this is it.
Take that!
The true nature of the beast that has been rampant here is revealed by the newlywed bride. Precisely, Mr. Naruhodo. No other explanation could possibly fit. Yes, the framed print pictures your wife, Mr. Garrideb. And while we lament the fact that her face is obscured, we can still make out her mighty arms and note the considerable horsepower they must contain. Indeed, surely any woman of such powerful constitution would be honored to be described as a beast. Honored with a U might be stretching a point. Too late. The fact remains that the beast, which so clearly salvaged this route, was your wife, Mr. Garrideb. Grah! The chilling traces of a Marital rampage are very much in evidence. Well, and then here you go, we're repeating. As you look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madame? Me? Or you did not consider me unchivalrous, but it's plain to me with one glance in your direction. Is it? The dress packet gives a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. The poor, fragile, defenseless woman is beside herself. Well, I don't know about fragile. Oh dear. Anyway, Mrs. Jones is quite right. There's no sign of a Mrs. Garrideb anywhere. It seems there may be a clue as to her whereabouts. A clue that this maid is trying to hide. Wonder where Miss Garrideb's wife could be. It's not. I can't select anything in the back, right? But it's. Oh, I know who it is. It's this one. But I'm making sure there's no. But. Too tightly shut eyes to avoid even the chance of a giveaway glance. Pursed lips to prevent any secrets from slipping out. Rounded cheeks to deflect any abuse that might be hurled her way. Yes, this is an unnerving, powerful woman, Miss Suzuto. Your turn of phrase that's unnerving, Mr. Naruhodo.
Take that!
No! Oh no. I'm not even sure if I should voice this. It's impossible to believe it. True, if for some reason the thought came into my mind that the serving maid is in fact a mighty goddess of destruction. What spectacle contrived logic led you to this mindless conclusion? Oh, well, it's supposed to be logic and reasoning spectacular, so I thought it would contribute to the show. This is my show, Mr. Naruhodo. Kindly perform any particular experiments on your own stage. Sorry. We already established who it was that caused all the damage in this room. Yes, Mr. Garrideb's wife. Just a question of finding out where she is now. For some reason, I feel as though she's very nearby. You can find the evidence to prove it. Wearing a very large ring. Look. Oh yes, the sunflower design with some rather nice embellishment. Oh my god, is she the sun and he's the moon? That's wacky. On the ring finger of her left hand, which means surely a wedding ring. I think it's on there for life too. Can't imagine it would slide off a finger off that size. That's something to think, Mr. Naruhodo. Not to think, not to say. You know, Mr. Garrett's wife in the photograph had a ring very much like this one. Large sunflower design as well. Really? Great memory. You have a great memory for these things. Large sunflower wedding ring. Quite a coincidence that they have the same ring, isn't it?
Take that!
Take that! Your wedding ring gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. Ah! Why, ooh, indeed, it does. That flowery beam, gleaming on your finger gives you away. For it is identical to the one shown in the hand of Miss Garrett's bride in this photographic print. In other words, you are no ordinary household maid. Oh my god. No, no, it's affecting me. In other words, you are no ordinary household maid. No. You are Mr. Garrett's lucky bride. You are Mrs. Garrett herself. Oh my word! Well, jolly fine detecting, sir. As you rightly surmise, this is the wife. Yes, my Joan. Rather let herself go, you might say, but she was a bally corker-bank. Ah! It would appear that you don't live in the most comfortable of circumstances. After all, you are a retired army man, yet you are in the business of renting out rooms. Ugh. I would assume, therefore, you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Would that be correct? All right, I tell you. I was second lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment. A man who has his pride, don't you know? By golly, it's a sorry thing when a chap can't even afford to have a single maid in his employ. Yes, here in London, one is rather judged. A household cannot be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. Though in my considered opinion, such concerns about appearance are a folly. You mean Mr. Garrett has his wife work as his maid? Precisely. Am I right, Mr. Garrett? Only in company, obviously. But listen here, this must remain a secret. Tip-top secret, please. Nature the beast. The raging wife of Mr. Garrett. Solved. Now, Mr. Garrett, it is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, in the blade opposed, the distress Luce has caused it vertebrally tangible. Your hand weighs heavy on your shoulders, the way you feel being revealed by the supporting arm. Okay, so, I remember, you can see it whenever he was flinching earlier, but he has a red mark on his face. Mr. Sholmes is quite something. He's still calling Mr. Garrett's wife a beast. Yes, as a woman, that feels rather uncomfortable. But Mrs. Garrett is standing beside her husband as we speak. In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all, has he? Oh, how true! Perhaps the supporting arm that seems to be propping up his head has some other significance then. According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garrett's plane is tangible though. What could that pose of his really signify? The slappy boy. Let me just make sure. It should be just a slappy boy. Oh my god, it is. He has the moon and she has the sun. Does she look like the sun? She does! Oh my god, it's all come. Dude, Ace Attorneys. Ace Attorneys, like, character designs are unmatched by literally anybody, any other character designs in the world. No other game has ever come close to like the unique and like just subtle character designs most of the time. Some of them aren't subtle, but they're still really good. Oh my, look at this bright red mark. Gosh, that's quite something and clearly made by someone's hand. Yes, Mr. Garrett has been slapped on the face, it seemed. Hard. There's such a... I've never seen such a clearly defined mark. Whoever could have done such a thing? Well, there's a very limited number of candidates, I'd say.
Take that!
Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel being revealed by the slapped cheek. And of course, the deliverer of the impression marks on your cheek that refuse to fade. And Naruhodo, stop stealing my voice or copying me. That is very uncool. Was you, Madam Joan Garrett? Yes. You have been desperate to hide the slap mark on your cheek, sir. Ah. How the blazes? How did you work that out, man? Nothing escapes the notice of one trained in the arts of observation, my dear fellow. That's why when you haven't looked directly at us even once, keep your other side from view. Well, now, let us proceed to the next conundrum. Why were you subjected to such a violent slap? In other words, one may ask herself what caused Madame Garrett to fly into a rage. And we only follow the directions of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, it is the pile of bills that have given rise to the pain you suffer. Did Mr. Soames say that the bills were all for lion fodder? Yes, but now we're established that the lion never existed, which can only mean that the thing responsible for globbing up all the food was Mr. Garrett's wife. Mr. Naruhodo, she's a person, not a thing. Yes, well, she's also a person who gave her husband a mighty slap around the face. One so hard that he left a perfect hand mark, in fact. Yes, why would a woman want to hit her husband with such force, I wonder? I'd love to know the answer to that question. I think it's the book to the left, if I remember. I thought at first it was that trash can that was over there. But... Stack of books. Complete. Let's check the... Because like something... I remember something because they... Oh yeah, this is it. Someone must be reading this book at the moment. There's a bookmark here, look. Garrett was clearly an avid reader. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think this is a bookmark. Oh, no it isn't. It's a note written in a woman's hand. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. And look to the signature here. Lip marks made with lipstick. Oh, what a passionate and romantic gesture. Yeah, yes, Suzuto-san. Oh dear, I'm sorry. This bookmark is actually a love note then, That's it. Ooh!
Take that!
Take that! Bum, 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 bum. Yes, it is this love note that's given rise to the... Freak! I keep doing it. I'm so sorry. Yes, it is. Yes, it is the love note that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Passionate indeed. Perhaps the sender of this note, a certain Miss Mary. The fly in the is the fly in the ointment here. Ah! But I don't know the Bali woman. You don't know her? I know it wasn't written to me. I was just in the book. I don't know how it got here. It was just in there, you say. That's right, that's what I've been saying. Ah! A likely story. Now listen here, Joan, old thing. I explained at the time about the book at the secondhand place, and the note must have already been in there. So the previous owner of the book was using the note as a bookmark, you mean? That's right, that's what I've been saying! A likely story. For heaven's sake, woman, look at the name. It's written to James. Her name is, in case you've forgotten, it's John. Ah! A likely story. Are you questioning my name now? There we have it. Arousing the suspicion of the female heart, and you unleash a beast with the most ferocious bite. Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last, unimaginable attack. Unimaginable? The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. Very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, dearie me. What could have caused such a destructive outburst? Someday I'm afraid it's you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we only need to look at the tower case. But surely Mr. Garrett didn't eat the carpet. Mrs. Garrett didn't eat the carpet. No, of course not. There doesn't seem to be any doubt that the state of disarray that this room is in is a result of her wild temper. No, that's true. So this is the last part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction that we need to fix. We need only to follow Mrs. Garrett's gaze, and that will tell us the real answer. Alright, let's see what we can see. Yes! Obviously the fucking candle? Hello? Carpet over here has been ripped to shreds. Yes, and according to Mr. Sholmes' deduction, the tears match this made. Oh, the tears. The tears? Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Is it the other way around for you? Is it the fucking... Wow, tears and tears, it's the same. Wow, English do be wacky, but it's not as wacky as fucking UK English, okay? It's like, tears. She's made by an Indian lion's teeth, exactly. Oh, look here. What is it? If you look closely at the edge, you can see scorch marks. Yes, so you can. In that case, perhaps the carpet wasn't eaten in the normal sense at all. Rethink this with that in mind. Oh, the candle. Candlestick. Because it's missing one of the candles. Looks like a very old candlestick, doesn't it? Base looks too small. Surely it's very unstable. Looks to me like even the slightest knock would make it topple over. Oh dear, that would be dangerous. Wait, take a closer look at this. There's one candle missing. Yes, I didn't notice that before. Why is it that, I wonder? Why is one candle of the three missing from its holder?
Take that!
Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we only need to look at the candlestick. Most illuminating, my dear fellow, and of course, the only possible way out of this logical labyrinth. Yes, the remnants of a ferocious attack in which the carpet was devoured are clearly visible. Indeed, they are. Indeed, they are. The scorch marks at the edge clearly giving the truth away. Scorch marks? It would appear that this room was the scene of a little marital altercation. Miss Gardeb's mighty arm muscles left an impression not only on her husband's face, but on the entire room. The force of her strike caused the candle to fall from the holder. In seconds, the carpet was alight, and the whole corner of the room in flames. Yes, oh, well... The most ferocious beast in this world is neither a violent lion nor a vengeful woman, but fire. And in this room, the ferocious beast barred its claws and ran amok. Eloquently put, my dear fellow. So you see, there's but one conclusion here. After the spark of marital discourse flew, the room was the scene of a fire. Totally fucked that one up. No breakdown. No breakdown. Oh, he's standing. Show him, sir. I salute you. Carpet scorched by a small fire. Deduction complete. Elementary.